Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another DVD Blu-ray update. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show you guys for this update, including some pretty cool additions, so let's get started. So first up, I've got some TV shows to go through. So first up we have the complete 5th season of Falling Skies, and I'm happy to be able to finally finish up this series. Amazing series, one of my all-time favourite sci-fi shows, and if you've never seen Falling Skies and you're a big alien invasion sci-fi fan, I highly recommend it. Really enjoyable series. So yeah, glad to get the 5th season, and I haven't started it yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to watching it because it's been a while since I've seen season 4. I quite like the cover on this one. It's got half of Tom's face on it and the other half is an alien, which looks pretty awesome. But yeah, Falling Skies is an amazing sci-fi series and I definitely highly recommend it. Next up we have the complete 1st season of Fear the Walking Dead, and I'd heard quite a few mixed things on it, but I picked this one up for really cheap at Target, and yeah, I was curious, wanted to check it out. And I thoroughly enjoyed this. In fact, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was fairly short for a 1st season. It was only 6 episodes, but it definitely ran at a pretty good pace. It never got boring. The characters I thought were great. Pretty good, solid storyline throughout. The last episode was awesome. It really reminded me of the original Day of the Dead movie. It definitely had that vibe to it. But yeah, cool effects with the zombies, really good storyline with the characters, and for such a short series it covered everything really well, and I'm definitely looking forward to where they go with the 2nd season. So yeah, really good show. I've always been a big fan of like these sort of themes in shows and movies with the whole sort of like virus quarantine thing, and I think they covered it really well. So yeah, Fear the Walking Dead, if you haven't checked it out, I'm sure most of you have already, but if not, I definitely recommend it. And because I got so much into Fear the Walking Dead, I felt like giving The Walking Dead a go. So I went ahead and picked up the 3rd and 4th season. Already owned the first 2 seasons, and while I did enjoy them, I definitely had my issues with the show. But yeah, since I really got into Fear the Walking Dead, I decided to pick these up. They were really cheap as part of a deal at Sanity, so I thought, why not? I will give the show another go and give it a decent go this time around, and hopefully I get into it a lot more. So yeah, not much to say. The 3rd and 4th season of The Walking Dead. And last up for the TV series, we have American Horror Story Freak Show. And I haven't started this one yet, but I've got a feeling this is definitely going to be my favourite series of American Horror Story. Overall, this is a really good series. I really enjoy American Horror Story, but yeah, been looking forward to checking out Freak Show for a while. Just waited for a bit of a price drop, and I picked this one up along with the 2 Walking Dead DVDs at Sanity for a really good deal. So I thought it was about time I picked this one up and checked it out for myself. So cannot wait to check out American Horror Story Freak Show. Okay, moving on to the movie DVDs now. So first up with those we have Psycho Cop, and this was just a really cheap pickup off of eBay. This has always been a pretty cheap DVD to pick up over here in Australia, so I decided it was high time I picked it up. Just another 80s slasher movie that I wanted to add to the collection. I haven't got around to watching it yet, so if anyone out there has seen it, please let me know what you think of it, because I really haven't heard too much about this movie whatsoever. It's probably a bit of a Maniac Cop ripoff, but I am a big fan of Maniac Cop. But yeah, from what I've read on IMDb, it sounds really, really good actually. So I am looking forward to checking this one out, which I will do very, very soon. But just happy to add another 80s slasher movie that I haven't seen into the collection. Next up we have Pumpkinhead, and this was an ex-rental disc that I picked up for about $7 on eBay. And this was a surprise to me because I didn't actually know that there was even a Australian Region 4 release of this film. I'm really late to the party on this one, and I've been interested in checking this movie out ever since a lot of you guys were uploading the Scream Factory Blu-ray in your updates. I'd never seen it before, and I'd heard nothing but great things about this film, so yeah, glad to pick it up, and I did check it out, and I've got to say this was really, really good. I did enjoy it a lot, so I am contemplating on upgrading this to the Blu-ray already. So if any of you guys think it's worth picking up the Scream Factory Blu-ray, definitely let me know. But yeah, this was really, really good. The atmosphere was absolutely fantastic, and the creature effects were really, really good as well. So yeah, if you've never seen Pumpkinhead and you're a fan of creature features, definitely check this one out. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. So late to the party on this one, but glad to have finally checked out Pumpkinhead. Next up we have Cassandra, which I'm sure a lot of you have never heard of this movie before, and it's a pretty obscure late 80s supernatural slasher movie from Australia. So I was definitely on the hunt for this one for quite a while, and I want to give a big thank you to Simon over at Explosive Action for setting me up with this disc. One of his friends was selling it, but I actually got it for free, which was awesome. So Simon, thanks for hooking me up with this one. It's an ex-rental, which I'm fine with because this particular release from Umbrella Entertainment is extremely rare, and as I said, I've been after it for a while. So I'm not really too sure if many of you are familiar with late 80s, early 90s Australian horror, because it was kind of a quiet scene back then, and unfortunately most of them are pretty terrible. I think there's only one or two that I thought were really, really good. So I did have high expectations for this film, and I've got to say, to be completely honest, the best thing about this movie is the fact that I owned such a rare DVD in the collection. The movie itself I thought was absolutely awful. I did not like it at all. It was very weird, and yeah, I just did not get into this film at all. So I was kind of disappointed because there's not that many Australian slasher movies, especially from the 80s. So I was hoping this one would be awesome, but unfortunately it wasn't the case at all. So yeah, would not recommend this film unless you are a completist when it comes to 80s slasher movies, or if you just like collecting rare and out of print editions. I'm not too sure if this has had a DVD release anywhere else in the world, but yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say on this movie. Not good at all, but still happy to own such a rare edition into the collection. And last for the DVDs, we have the Shriek Show DVD of House on the Edge of the Park. Picked this one up for about $10 on eBay, and it is in excellent condition, like new condition actually, so there's no scratches on the disc whatsoever. I've been wanting to pick up this movie for a few years now, so glad to finally own this one in the collection. But it was kind of funny because a couple of weeks after I had picked this one up off of eBay, I've had it sitting around for a while now, but yeah, a couple of weeks after I picked it up, Cinema Cult actually put this one out on DVD. So yeah, kind of funny about that. I'm not really too sure the comparisons in terms of discs, but I don't think I'll bother picking the local release up. The Shriek Show DVD will do me fine. So yeah, that's House on the Edge of the Park. Been wanting it for ages now, so glad to finally own it. Alright, and now we're going to move on to the Blu-rays now. So first up on Blu-ray we have the Gate. This is the Demonic Edition. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what this particular release is all about, because I'm sure most of you have no idea that the Gate is even on Blu-ray. There's more to this release than meets the eye, so I am going to do a separate video talking more about it. I am going to kind of keep anyone that's interested in suspense at the moment, but yeah, over the next week I will have a separate video talking all about this particular Blu-ray of The Gate, so stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, The Gate is an awesome movie, and this is a pretty neat edition which I will be talking about in a future video. So that's all I have to say on this one for now. Next up we have the Umbrella Entertainment Blu-ray of Night of the Creeps, and this is a really awesome release from Umbrella Entertainment. They did a great job not only on the movie itself and the disc and everything, but the artwork is really awesome. So I've done a separate video on this particular Blu-ray, so if you're wanting to know what the alternate cover looks like and more about the disc and special features, check that video out. But yeah, this is a great movie, one of my favourites from the 80s, and I'm sure most of you are pretty familiar with this film. So glad Umbrella Entertainment put this one out. They've done an awesome job, especially with the cover art. So yeah, not much more to say on that. That is Night of the Creeps. Next up we have the Poltergeist Extended Cut Remake. This was really cheap, so I decided to pick it up. I haven't checked it out yet, and I'm not really expecting anything too special from this movie at all, just from what I've heard in reviews and stuff. But then again, I've never really been an overly massive fan of the original movie either. I will say though, the cover art's pretty awesome with the clown there on the front. But yeah, I will get around to this one at some point. It's not on my immediate watch list, but at some point I'll definitely check it out. So that's the Poltergeist remake. Next up we have Human Centipede 3, and for some weird reason these movies are normally pretty expensive over here in Australia, the Human Centipede series, but this one was pretty cheap, and I already own the first two, so had to pick this one up to complete the collection. I've heard this is not a very good addition to the series whatsoever, but because I'm a completist, I definitely wanted to pick this one up, and at some point I will get around to checking it out, because I do enjoy the first two Human Centipede films. So I am kind of curious to see what this one's all about in the prison setting. So yeah, that's Human Centipede 3. Next up we have two of Cinema Cult's latest Blu-ray releases, and we have Happy Birthday to Me, which I was pretty excited they were releasing because there's no actual standalone release on Blu-ray for this movie anywhere. There's a Blu-ray release from the US, but it's partnered up with When a Stranger Calls, so it's like a double pack, and I always prefer individual releases unless it's part of a franchise or whatever. So yeah, I was definitely happy to pick this one up. It's not one of my absolute favourite slasher movies, but it is pretty solid, and especially the cover art. The cover art's pretty awesome, so I'm glad they went with this artwork. There's another different artwork which I'm not a big fan of, but yeah, I'm glad they went with this traditional artwork for the movie. I haven't checked this one out yet, so I'm not really too sure. I don't think there's any special features on it, and I'm guessing it's just a straight port of the US Blu-ray, which was pretty decent. So yeah, glad to own that. And then the second one we have here is not horror whatsoever, it's more of an action flick, and that's Blind Fury with Rick Gehauer. This movie's awesome, and I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching it because I've never owned it before, and I have not seen this movie in years, but it's really good from what I remember, so can't wait to rewatch Blind Fury. So yeah, that's just the two of the more recent releases from Cinema Cult. And last but certainly not least for this update is a set that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be pretty interested in, and it is the Psycho The Complete Collection. This is a nice little Blu-ray box set, and it comes with 8 discs. So we have the first 4 Psycho movies on Blu-ray, which is awesome because Psycho 4 has not had a Blu-ray release up until the set. I haven't checked this set out yet actually, but I've heard that the Psycho 2 and 3 discs are pretty much the same as the Scream Factory Blu-rays. It also has the Psycho remake on Blu-ray, the Bates Motel movie from the 80s, and it has the 2 discs from the Psycho Legacy collection. So yeah, pretty solid set all round, and I'll definitely be doing a more in-depth separate video talking a lot more about this set. But I'm stoked that Australia got a complete box set for this franchise with pretty much all the Psycho movies, well apart from Bates Motel, but all the Psycho movies being on Blu-ray, which is pretty awesome. If any of you guys are interested, there's also separate releases of the 4 movies and the remake on Blu-ray individually, if you guys are interested in that. So anyone in America that's interested in importing but you already own the first 3 movies on Blu-ray, you do have the option of picking up the 4th movie and the remake on Blu-ray separately. But since I didn't own any other Psycho film apart from the first one on Blu-ray, I definitely thought it was worth picking up this set. But anyway, I've kind of rambled on enough about it, and I will be covering this more in depth in a separate video. Alright guys, so there you go. That is my latest DVD Blu-ray update. Let me know what you think of the titles that I've picked up. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.